Hey everybody, today I want to talk about hearing the voice of God and my issues with people who criticize people hearing the voice of God. And I guess I'll just talk about the voice of God, what I feel the voice of God is, and if it's talking to you or what people who make fun of Christianity think they mean when people say it, and like kind of to interpret from the Christian perspective of what people probably mean. Um, so for Christians, first off, I feel if you want to avoid criticism for hearing the voice of God, unless you're, led to feel whichever way you want to feel, to say whatever you're going to say, if you're that confident that it is the voice of God, and you're not worried about like that, then say it. But so for my own personal experience, I've said this to a friend of mine, and I was not doing well at the time, so I understand where he's coming from. But he went and told people that I was not mentally well, that I was mentally ill, and then he was very worried that I was hearing the voice of God. I then stopped telling people I was hearing the voice of God because when I say I hear the voice of God, it is a spiritual experience, a feeling. Okay. Um, Now I have a lot more of a mature, mature understanding of what I've been hearing or feeling, just from reading through the Bible and getting more into the faith and the mechanics of it. Um, it's not illusions of grandeur. It's not mental illness. It's a feeling at the end of the day, and that's kind of the entire premise of the Christian faith is a belief, a feeling, trust. You know what I'm saying? So you get down, you go God, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, and then you wait. And then sometimes you feel like you have a new thought, you're inspired, epiphany, some sort of realization, some sort of reflection, some sort of peace, some sort of blah, blah, blah. Or I need to clip that. Nah, who cares? But anyway, X, Y, or Z. Okay. So if God's real, he's communicating with you and you can't hear him because it's your fault. Okay. So I don't know. That's one way to look at it too. But when someone says, I heard the voice of God, they're probably describing the thing I said: epiphany, inspiration, reflection, an audible voice in their head. And okay, not an audible voice, not an external voice, because God would be communicating to you from within. I heard somebody talk about how, like, if a four-dimensional being was to communicate with a three-dimensional being, it would sound like it's coming from within you anyway. Oh man, that was such a cool video. I wish I could remember. But that being said, that's not important. But man, I hate cats. Anyway, that's what it means. And I get so sick and tired of people like making comments like, "Oh my God, yeah, I knew they were crazy when they said God told me this," and it's like it's not like God told them that. Like it's some fucking movie and God manifested themselves to him or them, whatever. It is either a misunderstanding or a misspoken word, and people do that all the time about everything. And like I just don't like the constant slander and shit talking against Christians just because they may or may not speak correctly, because they don't know any better. So yeah, I guess that's it. If you hear the voice of God, whatever, it's not necessarily that you're crazy or a schizo or anything like that. You may just be being communicated with from a higher power, from God, from Jesus, whatever, Holy Spirit, in a way so that you can understand and that you reposition yourself to God's will. You know, that's why in the Bible it talks about the fruits of the Spirit. if the Holy Spirit's working through you, then you'll have these fruits of peace, forbearance, long suffering, kindness, etc. That's how you can know that you're like you're aligned with the Holy Spirit. So then you're in a good, like, it's like a tuning fork that you can commune with God, communicate with God, whatever. Live a godly life. All right, bye bye.